Hello everyone and welcome to brand new potential mini-series here on the channel. It's gonna be probably one or two videos where we are gonna take a look at Dune Spice Wars, as I'm still gathering footage in order to make the review. Now I'm gonna try to be as positive as I can be because yeah, if you would have seen me play one more game on this channel, you would see way too many similarities, but I want to keep that for the review, so I don't want to spoil it. But anyhow, we're gonna jump into the game. I am like 12 hours in already or something. Problem is, there is a lot of stuff which is not being told to you properly. The starting tutorial of the game is really insufficient because it's just text pop-ups. I still don't understand how certain mechanics of the game work, but hopefully I will be able to provide you with fun enough content, and we're gonna have some fun. So, right now there are 4 factions to choose from. The developer is promising to actually implement a 5th one. Not really sure who the hell is gonna be the 5th one, because these are the major factions of the game, and I want to try to go and use the Smugglers. Now, when I played the game for the first time, I went with House Atreides, and they do have some benefits. The only so far victory which I was able to achieve is with the House of Harkonnen, because I used the military force to just overpower everything, and well, that was a horrible nightmare. That took for way too damn long. So I want to try to use the Smugglers, because whenever I play versus the AI, they have the strongest economy, and so I want to see how this is going to work out for us. So let's jump in, and when you choose your faction, you have 4 counselors to choose from. Now, if you are going to be picking up this game, you need to keep an eye out for one thing. If you choose, for example, this person, in the lower corner, you see that he has a hard difficulty. This means that it's really difficult for his bonuses to get triggered. Then you have, for example, this person who has easy difficulty, this person with easy difficulty, and then this person with the hard difficulty. So again, you will have to utilize the benefits and buffs of each of the counselors and try to utilize them to your maximum potential. I think I'm gonna try to go with this one, and we're gonna see how that's gonna work out. You have the potential to adjust the settings, how much sandworm activity, how many sandstorms, and how the sieges, which are these hidden villages of Fremen on the planet Arrakis, where they are gonna either be trying to attack you or liberate the towns which you have taken control over. So I like to play with the large map because I hate to play games like Civilization or Anno or any other RTS game with a small map where you really have to struggle for resources. This will give us some room to explore and expand and see what can be done. So we're gonna have all the 3 major houses over here. We're gonna keep it medium difficulty because honestly, if you're gonna go with easy difficulty, I don't think you're ever gonna be able to learn this game properly. So let's jump into it and see how it goes. Alright, so this is how the main structure of the Smugglers looks like. Then we have the House of Atreides, Harkonnen, and then we have the Fremen. Now, straight out of the start, we have to go over a couple of things. So this is our person, these are our 2 advisors. This is how much spice we do have stored. This adjusts how much spice you are selling and how much you are trying to stockpile. As you can see over here, you will have to pay imperial tax, or because we are not one of the 2 major houses such as Atreides and Harkonnen, you actually have to bribe with the spice. This means that usually the first ever territory which you will try to contest should have spice, and that's this icon here. So, what do we do in order to scout out the regions? We use the omnicopters, which were able to be seen in the movies. And, well, of course, these ones look a little bit differently, but we're gonna start right away and produce additional omnicopter. We're gonna take this guy and fly him over here, and once we are gonna be able to scout out this region, we're gonna start to contest it. So, when it comes to the regions, you're gonna usually notice that majority of them are not this small. They can have like 2 sections, which means the omnicopter will discover, let's say there's a spice deposit, but then you have to fly to another place in order to actually uncover the rest of the region. We're gonna have to scout out this place over here because that's gonna be the village. As you can see, this is what I'm talking about. So these regions usually are like separated into 2 bits or 2 chunks. We're gonna start exploring this, and we're gonna start recruiting units. Now, in order to actually recruit units or do just about anything in this game, you need to understand the in-game resources, and there's a lot of them. So first of all, salary, which sounds like salary, and that's the money, so you will need to have access to it. Blastcrete is like your basic construction material. This will be required in order to construct buildings and do many things. Manpower. This is what represents how many people you have available in order to be turned into either militia or units such as these. As you can see, for example, the scavenger unit, which is your basic melee unit, will cost you 200 salary, it will cost you 20 manpower, and it will maintain or require maintenance of 3 water. And then there is the last resource, and that represents the military points. So you are only going to be able to have certain amount of units which need to be supported by you maintaining them through water. Now, your initial town or your initial siege here is going to only produce so much. And of course, in order to do more, like have more omnicopters, you will require fuel cells, which need to be produced. Then water will need to be produced by the additional regions, which you will contest. And points of authority are used in order to annex a new territory. So it's not only necessary for your units to militarily defeat the enemy, you have to actually have enough authority over the region in order to be able to actually contest this spot. Then there is one more major resource, and that's the hegemony. This thing will give you overall bonuses and boosts. Our first major goal is going to be to get to 2000. That is going to unlock certain bonuses for the town, such as being able to construct specialized buildings which give you specialized buffs. These can be for diplomacy, these can be for your economy, or these can be for your military buildings. So the uses vary, but we're gonna get to that eventually. So let's jump into it and see how this is gonna go. So we have to recruit 2 scavengers, and the reason why I don't like to use ranged units in this game is because they tend to attract the sandworms like crazy. I shit you not, if you have the normal melee combatants, they can move around the planet Arrakis and usually nothing serious will happen. However, once you implement the ranged units, just moving around the freaking map will turn into a total nightmare for you because they will be attracting the sandworms. So, how does the combat actually work? You have to keep an eye on units, and this is kind of a big hustle with the game where you have to micromanage every goddamn engagement that there is, which can be extremely annoying. Why is this? So if we take a look at our scavenger unit, we see that they have certain power points, they have health, they have armor, and this is a really important thing. They have supplies. These supplies start to immediately get depleted once you leave region controlled by you. And even if you have units in a region controlled by you, let's say you are not standing by, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this town's name. Let's say you're not standing by this rocky terrain, but you are somewhere over here. It can still start depleting your supplies, and once the supplies start to reach 0, then your health is gonna start to automatically get depleted. Once your supplies are gone, your units are not gonna be that resistant or be that useful in combat or trying to engage the enemy. So of course, trying to maintain the supplies is going to be crucial. So let's go over here, and we're gonna actually start contesting this place. So the militia has lesser power, they have similar health, lesser armor, and much less supplies. They can be only triggered when you try to contest the town. And I'm trying to go after the town because we have 21 days until we will have to pay the 80 spice for the tax. So that is why I'm doing this. Now, we would be able to afford actually additional units, but right now having the two units, the two scavengers, will be enough to contest the initial village. Once we start to discover the initial village, one is gonna be over here, one is gonna be over here. You can check what militia is defending it. So it can go from 2 units all the way up to like 6 units, and you have to make sure that you have enough units available to you and enough supplies so that you can actually manage to contest the damn place. So there's that, but usually the initial villages, they're gonna be quite easy. Then there's gonna be a lot of this sort of stuff scattered all over the damn place, which you can of course either research or either contest too. When it comes to actually choosing which regions you want to contest, there is a crap ton of things to keep in mind. So first of all, you need to keep an eye out on specialized resources. Right now I can tell you that here we would have additional plascrete production. So this mineral deposit, if we were to invest into plascrete production, would give us a nice boost to the overall production. Currently, we're making 20 plascrete per day or whatever cycle is working in this game, which can be cute, but it might not be sufficient enough for us. So we will eventually need to make more plascrete. So this region is actually really interesting for us when it comes to being contested. So first of all, we're gonna start contesting this point, and as you can see, in order to contest the village or the town, you actually need an upkeep of water. So already we have tapped into our authority and into our water deposit. Now what I'm gonna do here is actually, if we would have enough money, which we do not have, which sucks, I will start selling some of the spice which I was able to uncover thanks to the omnicopters. And this is what I'm talking about. There can be these crashed omnicopters, and they can provide you with either intel or with either spice or with either slurry. But right now we need to make sure that we are going to actually start producing spice in order to keep selling it, and you have to keep an eye out for what the market is selling the spice for slurry, because sometimes it's not really worth for you to sell it. And once we contest the first village, we can start to do things. So here is the spice. I'm not really sure what this explosion is, but anyhow, I'm pausing the game to show you one thing. So once your scavengers actually contest the town, or they, let's say, manage to defeat the militia, and you decide to pillage the local village, what will happen is that their supplies are gonna be restored, but their health is not. So be careful about this. We are gonna be able to hire militia. We're gonna only be able to maintain certain amount of militia in this place, and then we are gonna be able to build buildings. When you contest a town, the first 2 building slots are always for free. Then you will have to spend 100 plascrete in order to open up the 3rd slot, 300 plascrete in order to open up the 4th slot, and 500 plascrete in order to open up the 5th slot. So you can see how that can be quite taxing on your resources, and having the current production would not be sufficient. If you want to know what is the potential benefit or what you can get from the village, you can go over the resources and it will show you. Now, we know that we control this region, so we will need to build the refinery. The refinery, as you can see, costs us 500 plascrete, 4 fuel cells, and it will take 4 days in order for it to be done, and it will have an upkeep of 4 solari and 14 plascrete. So it is quite expensive, but it is something which we need to do. Now, you will be able to build around those 5 buildings however you want in this tiny amount of space which is accessible to you. And once the refinery is constructed, it will build a harvester, which is this additional unit which you will be responsible for, and this will be harvesting the spice for you. Now, when it comes to that, it will be difficult because unfortunately harvesters do tend to attract the sandworms, and I'm not really sure how much you know about the lore of the movie, because the first movie, Dune, which was released, what was it, like last year, or was it already 2 years ago? God, I don't even know. It's not important. The question was always why they did not kill the sandworms even though they had the technology, and it's all related to the spice. Now, I don't want to go really into the details because I, for some reason, know quite a lot about the lore of Dune, Star Trek, Star Wars, and other weird franchises such as this, but I mean, everyone enjoys something different, so who knows. So what we're gonna do here is actually we're gonna start moving these 2 units, and we're gonna go after the town of Aswan, or whatever you pronounce this damn thing, and we're gonna try to ramp up that plascrete production. Now, one additional thing which you need to keep an eye out for is one special resource, and that's the wind strength. Because depending on how strong the wind is in what region, for example, here we see that the wind strength is 2, so it's really bad. Here is 2, that's really bad. Here is 4, that's decent. Here is 3, that's not good. Here is 4, and here is 4. The stronger the wind, the better the chances that you will be able to produce more water. So we're gonna definitely put down water production over here, and chances are we might even produce plascrete in this region, and we will see how it's gonna work out. Now, once you contest your first village, you gain access to a couple of things. First of all, research. That is gonna be super crucial because it will unlock certain things. It will unlock structures, it will unlock buildings, it will unlock units, it will unlock technology, it will give you buffs, it will give you debuffs, it will give you benefits, so it's really good to be running research. One advice which I can give to you right now is that you can actually queue up 3 researches to be done. Each of the houses has slight changes in what you can research, but overall going for the economy, the local buffs, intelligence, or military, it really depends up to you, but all of these have large benefits. It's really good for you to actually queue up the order in which you want the research to be done, because then you don't have to micromanage it like all the time, so it will definitely help you out. It took me quite a long time to actually learn that you can queue up multiple researches, so we're gonna go with let's go with this. We're gonna go economy, then we're gonna go local dialect, and then we're gonna go with survival training, which will unlock the sniper units. Now, sniper units are actually ranged units. I don't like to use them that much. I do tend to rely on the melee combatants to overpower the enemy, and the reason behind this is that even just having a ranged unit on the map can trigger the sandworm to appear. And the funniest thing is that usually the sandworm doesn't give a rat's ass about your melee combatants, but once you introduce the ranged attackers, I shit you not, the sandworm will be totally watching every step you make, every step you take. It sounds like the P. Diddy song, I know, but yeah, it will be really annoying. So I tend to not utilize at all ranged units, or if I do, it's really minimal. So what you can actually do when it comes to battling the units or the enemy is you can spread out your own units and you can actually engage who you want to. So you have some sort of micromanagement capability when it comes to your units. But if you recruit militia, you have absolutely zero control over them. And I like to go over or after the ranged attackers first because they tend to be a little bit less squishier than the melee, or they are more squishier than the melee combatants, so it's easier for you to contest that region. Now, of course, we need to keep an eye out on those supplies because the health is nice, but once you lose the supplies, your health will go down even faster. So this region I want to go into because it produces plascrete. This region is tempting because it has this, the rare elements. Those actually help you produce a much larger quantity of Solari. Unfortunately, it looks like we would have to spend 200 Solari in order to get what we need. And here we can theoretically spend 200 Solari in order to get reward, or spend 200 spice, sorry, in order to get Solari. But it's important for me to maintain this, so I would probably rather get the spice eventually. So we're gonna see how this engagement is gonna work out. Our scavengers are taking down the ranged militia rather quickly, so they're gonna be able to join the fight against the melee militia. And the militia has this sort of fun thing where once they reach their lower 50% of HP, they take this sort of debuff, which is making them less efficient. Now, when it comes to harvesting spice, because we have this sucker up, one thing which you should keep in mind constantly is to never have this clock showing, because that means that the harvester is sitting in your town and it's not harvesting the spice, which can be really bad because each time you get the imperial bribe or the deposit which needs to be given to the empire, it will keep on growing, so it will not remain the same. In order for you to increase the productivity of spice, you can actually add crew. This is what the additional research here in the economy tech tree can do. For example, Gride Explain, it will allow you to invest even more crew, and that will allow you to harvest even more. Now, I personally don't like to keep an eye out for the harvesters, so I always enable the auto recall. Now, here is the thing. The game has a really weird RNG Jesus implemented, and you are never really sure what the outcome can be. In many occasions when I played this game, there were situations where I had the auto recall implemented on a harvester, and I kid you not, it was able to go and be picked up by this flying machine like 30 times before it was actually destroyed by the sandworm. And then there were maps where I actually initiated the auto recall, and the first chance the sandworm had, it killed the harvester. Now, if you lose the harvester, nothing really bad will happen. It just really unfortunate because you have to produce in your refinery a brand new harvester. And also, considering the fact that I've just spent 50 manpower to give additional crew to the harvester to produce larger quantity of spice, that can set you back, so you have to keep an eye out on this as well. We're gonna actually go ahead, and here you can see what type of buildings you have. So first of all, the economy. These are the buildings which are gonna allow you to do a lot. Then you have military buildings. These help you move your units faster around the map, such as airfield. Then you have the recruitment office. This will help you increase how many people are being recruited. Then you have the missile battery. This will actually provide you with additional defending point. But the missile battery you cannot really control, but the benefit of it is that if you place it in a smart place, you can actually sometimes even protect 2 villages. So let's say I would put the missile battery here, and I would then get the city of Handamal, or whatever you pronounce this thing. Now, you would be able to, just from that one missile battery, be able to protect these two regions. And the reason why I tell you this is because it is really expensive to maintain this. First of all, it costs 150 blastcrete, and then the upkeep is 6 salary, 6 blastcrete, and 2 manpower. So you can understand why I would want to do this. Now, the next structure which I will probably go for is the wind trap, because this region has a wind strength of 4, which is decent enough to produce water. And in order for us to actually contest another town, we will require 5 water. So already we would not be able to produce what we need or have the resources which we need. For some dumbass reason, don't ask me why, I like to always build the wind trappers as far away from the town as possible. Maybe I believe that it will help you somehow to, I don't know, maybe catch more water. Now, you can build, of course, the building over here by the mineral deposit, but it's not really gonna do anything. Even if I would build it on the exact opposite corner of the town, the bonus from the minerals is implemented already, so you're not gonna really see any more differences. Now, this is actually really interesting, and we have 2 additional special resources here. So first of all, these are the rare elements. In order for us to tap into rare elements, however, we first need to have the underworld contacts research. So we're gonna queue it up, and there you can see that the +2 Solari for underworld headquarters and unlocks the processing plant. The processing plant is the building which we will require. It will unlock itself in the economy section, and once that is done, it will be able to buff our overall production of money, because money will help us quite a lot. So we are gonna get a couple of these missions and quests to do, and if you do not manage to have enough spice by the time when you are supposed to pay, you're gonna get serious sanctions. Your people are gonna be unhappy, there's gonna be some rebellions and other nonsense. So it's always good to have enough spice in your stockpile. So these are the rare elements. What the hell is this? These are energy sources. So for this region specifically, you will get buffed to your fuel production. Once again, remember, in order for you to run harvesters and so on and such, you need fuel. In order for you to run omnicopters, you need fuel as well. So that is why these 2 regions do offer quite a tempting target to be contested. But let's say you don't want to actually contest the region and you just want some money. So for example, let's take a look at the town of Dalcrack, or whatever you pronounce this, and you can take a look at the resources. If we were to pillage this town, we would get 409 Solari and 39 Blastcrete, which actually sounds tempting, and there are 2 militias. So what I would like to do is actually recruit 1 more scavenger unit, but if we can't do it, screw it. Let's just go for the attack. We do have 2 units. As you can see, immediately once they run into this region, their supplies are gonna start running out. And you have to be careful about this, and this is why building the airfields can be really crucial. On one side, it will cost you Solari to transfer the units from point A to point B, but you don't have to micromanage their supplies. They will get to the position fully in full health and full supplies, and they will be able to do what needs to be done. So either defend a position or join a force which you are moving around in order to attack. Now, I don't like to initiate the attack immediately, because that can trigger the enemy to show up, and that can be just a whole lot of nightmare. So we're gonna actually start moving in. As you can see, we are quite low on the provisions as is, and we're gonna start targeting the enemy. These sort of deep desert regions, you have to be extremely careful about. Why is that? The daily supply drain is boosted by 300%. The wind strength is just dramatic. So moving your units from point A to point B through this region, absolutely not recommended. So you have to micromanage what your units are going to be. It looks like we have another region with more fuel over here. 77 authority. Here is only 59 and here is 49. Okay, we have only 2 omnicopters in the air. I would really like to get the third one. And you can start to see that we are getting dangerously close to the end of our supplies. So what I want to do here is actually focus one unit, because once these supplies are going to start being drained, so will the health. So let's try to double team these last remaining units. Our provisions are running out, supplies are almost drained, and we're gonna actually pillage this town. It looks like the enemy raiders from a local siege are gonna try to actually contest this spot. So we're gonna hire militia, and we are gonna put down maintenance center, which is one of my favorite buildings. I will probably build a crap ton of those. So once we actually pillage the town, we have to move the hell away. You are able to see that we were able to receive that buff. Now I should be able to hire that third omnicopter. It's better for you at the start of the game, especially to get the research. And if you want to make sure that they move faster and do their job faster, the Paracompass is a good research to be conducted. The later you research this, the less useful it will become. So keep an eye out on this and make sure that you have your research queued. I think these guys are gonna actually go after the Aswasan, or what you call the town. So let's move them over here. And theoretically, we might be able to even eventually go after Yanoon. I really do want to hire one more scavenger unit, because we did not have the militia trained in time. Now the enemy raiders are able to actually stop whatever is going on in here, and that can be really brutal, because if we were to lose this place, it's of course not going to be beneficial for us. Now we are still engaging 2 versus 1, so we have slight advantage. But because the town is actually being currently liberated, all the production, so for example, if you would be producing water, if you would be producing plascrete, if you would be producing spice, everything gets stopped. So you really have to make sure that you have your cities defended. Otherwise, you can suddenly get into a situation where you have negative water production or something like this. And that can be really bad for your overall health, because people are going to rebel. You're not going to be able to build anything. You're not going to be able to get anything done. So try to make sure to keep an eye out on all of these things, and make sure that you have your militias trained. Speaking of, I should probably train these guys too. Here's our third unit, and what we're gonna have to do when we want to go after the city of Yanoon, which actually has also spice deposits, so it would be beneficial for us to capture this sucker. Problem is gonna be we're not gonna be able to afford the manufacturing of spice in this region, because the refineries, they usually cost from 400 plascrete upwards. So it's a real pain in the ass to actually make sure that you have enough resources. So the expansion can be slow at times. We have 0 fuel cells available, which is letting me know that maybe going after the Halamara town should be my priority first, as the production of fuel is going to be slightly cheaper. And worst case scenario, you can then go into like a window, and you should be able to trade certain resources with certain factions. Depending on how pissed off they are at you, it will affect a couple of things. But unfortunately, certain resources will never be able to be traded with. So that kind of sucks. I really wish if I have like a surplus of something, I'm able to trade it and not have a research which tells me that, yeah, if you have a surplus of fuel cell, you're gonna get additional money because something, you know, because this forces you to keep like let's say I want to actually go for the energy market, and this will actually force me to go after the Halmara town and then after the Lamlat town, because they would provide me with what I need.
What do you want? Finally, some action.
Let's go after the ranged attackers too with at least 1 unit. Now, you will never see the sandworm actually initiate the units when you are on this rocky terrain, but let's say you would have these ranged units moving around somewhere outside here in these outskirts. Immediately you can get a trigger that a sandworm is somewhere around. Do we have an agent? Okay, so this is one additional place which you need to keep an eye out for. So here is your research. These are your policies. Here you are going to be voting for, let's say, giving yourself certain benefits, such as having lower maintenance for units, or being able to produce a little bit more of something, or being able to put some restrictions on your opponents, such as having higher maintenance, not being able to recruit as much, being able to recruit but for 200% markup. And then there is the espionage. This is where you produce intelligence, influence, and some additional stuff, and you will require agents. Depending on where you allocate agents, you will be able to do a couple of things. So first of all, these are the 3 factions. You can put down the factions over here, and you will see that by putting the agent over there, you will get, let's say, intel production or the infiltration. But each agent is really specific, and he has or she has specific buffs and bonuses. So let's say we have Plascrete global production is increased by 1 per infiltration level. Right now, we really don't have that much infiltration, so we would have to put them into either the Atreides or the Harkonnen or the Freeman. Problem is, if I actually put the agent somewhere over here, they can do their job, but they can be also captured. And if they are captured, then they cannot produce for you the intel or the other stuff. And then you would have to go into the House of Atreides, and you would have to buy the spy back for, let's say, spice or something else. So yeah, fun stuff. So we're gonna go after the fuel, and the reason why I want to go after the fuel is because for you to produce fuel with the building, you actually don't need to research it. While on the other side, in order for you to create more salary, you need the processing plant, and that needs to be researched. So that's why I'm not going for Hadmar before. So let's just fight this out. And in order for you to actually start investigating these things like Crash Shuttle, Crash Omnicopter, where you can get intel, where you can get science bonus or military development, you will actually need to allocate spies into either Arrakis infiltration, Spacing Guild infiltration, Calm infiltration, or Lancecrat infiltration. But depending on what agent you have and what are his buffs, depending on that, you should be trying to allocate the spy. And then there are operations. These are going to be special buffs or debuffs, which you are going to be able to purchase here for either the intel or Solari, combination of the two, or some specialized requirement needs to be fulfilled. And the longer or the further down the road you go with the map or the game, the more difficult these things can be, but the more beneficial they can be as well. For example, the what's the word I'm looking for? Not merchants, but the black market, the smugglers. The smugglers have, for example, one really interesting thing, and I really love to use this, and it's the underworld cells. So it will cost you 200 intel, 200 salary, but it will dramatically reduce the amount of authority which you need in order to contest a town. So it can become really useful. Now, I'm really tempted by the second town of Spice. And these are the special regions, and they have these sort of things like Well of Riches, ancient volcano, some ice glacier, or things like this. Keep an eye out for these regions. They're not gonna really give you any benefits to producing slurry or anything like this. However, if you go over here and you take a look at this star, it will show you exactly what it can do. So let's say we would put down a processing plant. That will dramatically increase our slurry production, right? So already we would double the production of money from just this one region. And on top of it, it gives us 500 hegemony. Remember, we need to reach 2000 hegemony in order to get the unlocks for our capital so we can build these specialized buildings. Specialized buildings usually cost 1500 salary and 500 plascrete each. So they are quite expensive, so it will take us a while, but this will definitely get us closer. Certain regions with this sort of star give you benefit to gathering intel, gathering influence, being able to research faster. So definitely keep an eye out for these regions because they can really help you out in the long run. Okay, what are we producing over here? We can actually go ahead, trade requests. So we can send them plascrete and influence, and we will get the salary in return. So if you are running low on certain resources, you are going to be able to trade. However, keep an eye out on these icons because depending on what you are selling, it will definitely affect what the outcome may be. Now, the funniest thing is actually every AI will always want intel. Spice and all these other resources, not really that much in demand. But yeah, what you need to keep in mind is that apparently in order for the trade to be successful, you need to have at least one of these arrows pointed upwards, and then you're good to go. If you're gonna go over to the red, they are not gonna approve the trade. So you're gonna see what and where you will have to do in order to help yourself out. We're gonna trade the spice because we're gonna be able to pay off the imperial bribe as is, so I don't really care about that. And we are gonna go ahead and start producing the fuel cells in this region. We're gonna go ahead and recruit the militia and everything else. This has a wind strength of 4, so we're gonna put down the water production as well.
Yeah.
47 authority points, that's gonna take a while. So what I would probably like to do
What?
is locate another town which we can pillage.
What do you
So we're gonna pillage a village. This one has 3 units, 66 points of authority. They do have the rare elements, but we do not have the research yet done. Now, one way in which you can actually achieve victory is to defeat militarily the enemy. But another way is to actually reach the hegemony points maximum as the first faction. So currently, as you can take a look, we as smugglers have 1000, House Atreides has 1000, Harkonnens do have only 700, and Fremen have 795. So right now it seems like Atreides is our main competition.
I'm all
You
ears.
can theoretically try to take over this place. Well, no.
Yeah.
I really want to pillage a village, but I want to pillage a village 430 and 39. If we would pillage this place, 430 and 39, so it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
But this one costs me less authority to be contested than this one, so we're gonna go and pillage Sand Alach, or whatever you pronounce this damn place. Red Chasm, I'm not sure if Red Chasm gives you any special buff. Let's take a look. Do we have a spy? Yes, we do. So Arrakis. Let's put them over here, and this should allow us to start actually interacting with some of these things, if I recall correctly. Yep. So we can choose this. We can choose to spend. Let's get money. We do have right now spice. We're gonna have to go for this town in order to gain even more production, but that's 63 authority, which we will require. Research-wise, okay, this is being produced. We're gonna go with the per compass, and then we can go with command post building. Let's go with the intelligence. So we're going to be able to produce 100% more salary, and agents assigned on Landscrat infiltration produce more influence. So we're going to try to get the initial researches in order to unlock the tech trees. So they have one ranged attacker and 2 melee combatants. So I'm going to spread out my units here so that I can engage the ranged attackers too. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start to attack them, and we're gonna pillage this place, and in that time it's gonna give us enough window of opportunity to build up the authority to then go ahead and contest this location. So we have strong network, okay, we have spice harvesting, that's nice. What do we want to do? We want to put down the water production. Water production being done. So fuel is being produced. That's okay. We're gonna expand this slot over here. And theoretically, we can go with recruitment office in this location. The wind in this region is super weak, so producing water here, not beneficial. Let's pillage this village.
What do you want?
That's gonna give us those necessary resources. 438 Pilari, 39 Plascrete. Once this is fulfilled, move your units away because you can see that the supplies are gonna start running out. So we're gonna go to this town, and that's gonna allow us to replenish our forces, and once that is done, we're gonna go and contest this location. We're gonna have the underworld contacts researched in no time, so we should be able to therefore then construct the building in order to tap into the production. And here we have the first voting. So bonus cam spice exchange rates, we can put this on, let's say, House Atreides, and you have certain voting rights, and it looks like House Atreides has 100 points, Harkonnen 80, and the minor houses have 400, but they're not gonna vote. Freemen have no voting rights, and we have influence points, and these can be used in order to affect these things. So statecraft development competition speed is increased by 50%. We can, let's say, support this by 20 points. Military units power, let's put this on House Harkonnen, so that's 50 points, and we have 20 more points, so let's affect the House Atreides over here, and that's all we can do at the current situation. And once you start putting down spies into these 4 sections, you're going to be able to start unlocking more and more of these buffs and missions. So that's exactly what we want to do. These 4 need to replenish themselves. We have enough manpower to then theoretically boost another one of these spice production towns. So theoretically speaking, we can actually go over here. Now, the problem is going to be getting to Yannam from Siege Twek, but if we would build an airfield, that can theoretically be arranged. So once we reach the center structure, we can just fly over this region, which we don't hold, because this place absolutely does not offer any benefits besides the fact that it's right directly connected to this place. It will cost us 58 points of authority, 8 or 5 points of water to maintain. Problem is, there is really slow wind, and the only things which I would probably do in this region is to recruit more people to put down plastic production or fuel production, but definitely not water. However, on here, if we would actually manage to contest Iana, we could put down, once we have enough plastic, the second, what you call this building, a refinery, which will create another harvester, which will increase how much spice we are producing. And then we can also produce water here because you have 4 wind strength. So seems like the right thing to do. 47, this is 63. The biggest problem which I have is going over here because we need to traverse through this region, and because we don't control it, that means our supplies are gonna actually be drained quite heavily before we reach the targeted destination. There's 3 units defending that spot. Okay, this is Moondew Vale, so this is another specialized region. This one has lots of vegetation growing in it, and as you can see, 100% wind trap resource production, so your water production is increased. Military units have minus 100% daily supply drain, gives us additional 500 hegemony. But the biggest problem with these sorts of regions is that they tend to be, especially this one with the high amount of vegetation, tends to be quite a lot of times trying to be liberated by the sieges which are hidden all over the damn place. So we're gonna see how we're gonna approach this. Okay, so this is what happens. You get this warning. Even if you don't have the auto recall, you would get the notification. The reason why I go for the auto recall, even though it reduces how much spice you actually do produce, is because one major reason. Once you are in later stages of the game, what will actually happen is that there will be so much crap going on simultaneously. It's really difficult to actually keep an eye out on all these things. And if you have to micromanage every engagement, and if you then have to manage also your harvesters and other things, I rather have the lesser production but higher chance that the harvester, especially with the added crew, will be taken away in time, rather than me forgetting about it and losing the harvester to the Dune worm.
Yes, boss.
It will depend from your preference, but I definitely do recommend using the auto recall option. It's same as the auto recon.
Let's get going.
We're gonna deploy these suckers.
You all right,
How's
boss?
our... Okay, so our supply has been increased from 100 to 130. I'm not sure... Yeah, that's actually thanks to the survival training, so that was a great choice to go for. We're gonna have the per compass being researched now, then we're gonna have the intelligence network. After that, I think we're gonna go with the... knowledge per controlled village, military units water upkeep. Let's go with that. So again, we're gonna engage the same way. We're gonna engage the melee combatants from one side, and we're gonna go after the ranged attackers with 1 unit. But because we had to traverse such a long distance, it does put a lot of stress on just the supplies alone. If we wouldn't have the research conducted, this would have been really annoying to deal with. And it looks like we're actually gonna be contested here, or attempted to be contested by a raider. So we fortunately do have our militia. But the militia is not really the best when it comes to maintaining control over these regions, so it's definitely better for you to have additional units present. Really hope we're gonna be able to contest this place.
What do you want?
So let's contest the second region with the spice. We're restoring these supplies. I don't like this. We're gonna have to do something. We're gonna have to move one of these scavengers away from contesting this place, which is gonna start draining their supplies. But we really need to go and support the town because I cannot afford to lose this place, since this is my so far only production of spice region. If I were to lose that, we are doomed. Are you seriously trying to tell me that 2 militia units weren't able to destroy one rebel or raider unit? That's kind of stupid. Okay, a refinery, 425. That's gonna tap into quite a lot of our blastcrete.
Yes, boss.
We're gonna actually build the 2 units over here, and we're gonna start moving to this region to stop the liberation, because right now we are still able to produce, but soon that is going to stop, and once that is going to stop, I'm not gonna have a good time here. So let's put down, once we have enough blastcrete, I would like to build the recruitment office, definitely. You guys are depleting your provisions, but soon we are in a friendly region.
Yes, boss. You all right, boss?
I'm gonna have to put down the recruitment of ranged unit as well. And we're definitely gonna have to put down a... Okay, so here we have Fremen region. You can see that by the yellow outline. Red is for Harkonnen, green should be for Atreides, and the blue is usually for the faction which I represent, the black market dealers. Keep forgetting the goddamn term for it. How is this location? Everything seems to be fine. 52, that's gonna take a while. We have enough units to actually go ahead and expand the crew of the second harvester once it will be constructed. So let's put those units in, let's deploy, and let's use the auto recall. This is gonna buff our overall spice production. And once we have enough of this, we're gonna go and contest this town. We just need one more point of authority to do so successfully. 100 points, or 100 plaster, 100 plaster, 100 plaster. We need these guys to get recovered. Once that is done, we can go after this town. And you can see that we have a decent foothold over the map in this region at least. But we will definitely have to do something about... this is okay to be left alone, because we don't have to worry about that doing anything negative to us. Let's take the money from this region. Let's attack. This is only 2 ranged units. So blastcrete, 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 huh? This region has strong wind, so I want to put down water. Unfortunately, you will never be able to settle in these regions with these giant sands or deserts or dunes, because these deep deserts never contain any of these small little towns which you would be able to control. White Rift, I'm not sure if that's another specialized region. Yeah, as you can see, for example, the Red Chasm, it does create 50 plus creed, but it's only because the minerals are here. If they wouldn't be here, this would be just a normal region, nothing special about it. I would definitely rather go after the well-up richest region, because that will give us a big buff to our salary production. Get it? Because salaries, salary, never mind. Okay, So this region is being done. We're gonna recruit more guys. Let's I cannot really spend the spice because soon we will have to actually give the bribe, and you can see that we have gone from 80 to 207, then it's gonna go even higher, so on and such. Research paracompass is being done, then we're gonna have this, and then we're gonna get something, yeah, the water cellar. We can speed up the game currently because nothing that special is happening. And hopefully no one will try to contest our regions right now, because sometimes it happens that you get the dumbest render of a map and you have the enemy right next to you, and they will start to go after these specialized regions with, let's say, locations which have spice production and so on and such, and that can be really annoying. So we're gonna go ahead and put down the processing plant, which is gonna help with the slurry production. We're gonna put down militia, ranged militia. This is our location, and we can theoretically 541 and 39. Let's go for it. Let's pillage this village, Lamlat. Now, when it comes to battle, I however like to slow down the game. There's another voting. 200 units cost, military upkeep. I'm gonna decline this. I don't like this. Water upkeep, decline. Why? Okay. Authority production. Smugglers. Let's go with this. The authority will definitely help us out. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I can vote for multiple things right now, which sucks.
Great. Yes, boss.
So once we reach the other region, you can see that the effects are going to take place. Eventually, I would like to take control of Lamlat because it can produce fuel, and once we have additional fuel and that one research, we will be able to cash that in. But until that happens, we have to be careful. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the polar sink. So this thing can create a water extractor, which is a specialized building which you will be only able to build in this region. It will give you hegemony. It will give you the water. And yeah, you can have the bonus. So now that we have the 2000 hegemony, we are the first one to reach this. We have access to these specialized buildings or segments. Now you have to keep in mind that you have economy segment or sector, military sector, and then you have the statecraft, which is responsible for influence, intel, and other nonsense. You can see that there are adjacent fields to some of these regions. So for example, if I were to build economy sector over here, but I would then unlock the additional slots which can have additional economy buildings, which will increase the overall buffs. While if I would put down a economy building followed by military building followed by the statecraft building, it would really lose the entire effect. Each of the factions has a different layout. For example, Harkonnens or the Atreides have the ability to actually have two sectors where you can stack 3 to 2 buildings together. So they have additional buffs thanks to that. But as you can see, they are not there yet. So I don't know what they're doing, but thank God they're slacking behind. It's making it slightly easier for me. We're gonna go and grab this research. And then we can theoretically go for this, which is going to give us the intel, which we so desperately need. This thing will require 100 points of authority. Well, with that, you can go suck it. Theoretically, we can go and we can attack this town and pillage it for resources. I don't know. What do they have? 546 and 39. Okay, that's awesome. So we're getting the additional plascrete only because I have decided to go with one of the advisors. So let's pillage this place.
What do you want?
Okay, so We have 70 points to redistribute. I want to go 40 here. Decline this and decline this. 60, 70. We cannot go more because we don't have the points. So once this is pillaged, we are gonna relocate to another region in order to pillage more places. It looks like this town is going to be sieged. And then there are these special things, which are like these tents, and you can get 2 Fremen mercenaries. But of course, you have to first conduct the whole research and everything. So it looks like right now we're gonna have to travel all the way over to Yunum. And this is what I'm talking about. This is why I think we're gonna require the airfield over here. Because, yeah, it's quite the large distance. And somewhere here in this mountain range, I'm now quite sure is gonna be the siege of Fremen.
You alright, boss?
So come on, fellas. Make it over there. Without having the airfield constructed. So that's this building over here, which requires fuel. You then have to spend like 30 or somewhat salary in order to transport the units. However, if you are in a region without airfield, you will have to move the units to the region with an airfield so that they can be picked up and relocated for the money. So that's why having a proper infrastructure is gonna be key. I'm not sure if Sandworm can be triggered by this, because the raiders, they don't tend to trigger the Sandworms. But if I would have ranged units specifically, like for example the Wrecker or the Sniper, these suckers can actually trigger the Sandworm to appear. So that's why I tend to stick with the melee combatants, because they usually don't trigger the Sandworms, and it's far easier for you to just overpower the enemy units because your military units have larger manpower or just general attack. You see, oh wow, this guy has actually 17 power. That's why the militia is not able to keep up, huh? Okay, totally forgot to deploy the harvester, which is really bad because we don't have enough stockpile of spice apparently. 68, nothing out of this region, so I really don't want to go for it. I'm really tempted to go over here because the wind trap would give us additional water production. And we can build like a recruitment station over there. This region would provide us with more fuel. This region would provide us with more of salary. Let's go with the reduced maintenance, and we can produce blast grid here eventually too.
Ammo ears.
So we're able to reach this location in time. But here's the thing. This is what I'm talking about. You're gonna have to micromanage the crap out of this. And if you don't have the infrastructure, for example, and you want to be moving your units around, it's going to be that much more difficult. Because let's say you are engaging somewhere, you are trying to pillage a village. In that time, you get attacked by the raiders, and also your harvester is being attacked by a sandworm. It can be super annoying to keep an eye out on all these things and try to make sure that you will manage everything. So hitting space for pausing the game would be probably the best strategy, and I'm not really sure if multiplayer is ever going to work for this game. And you can definitely forget ever making this a highly competitive field like StarCraft or other games where the games are more fluid. So yeah, just curb your enthusiasm, I guess, is the message of this. We're gonna go with unlock non-aggression pact treaty. You can get more agents to all factions, so spying is gonna be something which we should take a look at. Pillage, annexation cost penalty, damage against militia. We can go with this. And after that, we can go with this. So right now, we're working on the reduced maintenance of units when it comes to water. We're gonna have to recruit militia again. This region is producing right now these things. I want to put down plascrete production. And I would like to also put down military recruitment in some of these things. We don't have enough plascrete, which sucks. Let's choose this. This is gonna help us buff the research.
Yes, boss. Yeah.
I don't want to be selling spice for salary. We can theoretically spend salary in order to get spice. That would work. Here's another region with spice. Quite far. Theoretically, it can be done because this region is absolute joke with one wing. Oh, hold on. Recruitment office resources. I'm not really sure why, but it's Imperial Basin. So we have actually two like specialized regions over here. So theoretically, we could go through either one and then connect to a diff or what you call this shithole in order to actually tap into the additional spice. So options. We can sell spice for maybe plascrete. Can get quite a decent stockpile of it, and here you can even see like how much of this resource they should have available. 370, 400. Let's trade. That is gonna allow us to build additional buildings. So let's go with the recruitment office. Over here, let's unlock another slot, and I don't know. We can go for maintenance center, or we can go for recruitment office, or we can increase our plascrete production. Let's go for the maintenance. Over here, we can go and produce plascrete.
You all right, boss?
How are you? 567 and 39.
Yeah.
Let's pillage this place.
You all right, boss?
We're currently gaining more experience. However, I have not seen any sort of specialized thing which would tell you that this is a senior unit or something like that. So progress to next level, 36 out of 100.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not gonna see them getting additional units or like having tougher armor or something like this. I'm not sure if they are planning on implementing such feature to the game. It would be nice, aesthetically talking. It looks like someone is sabotaging our region here. And it looks like we are getting the warning from the sandworm.
We ain't paid enough. That's finally some action.
So the harvester was able to be recalled. Our units were almost swallowed by the goddamn bug too, which would have sucked. 108. I would really love to get over here and increase the amount of salari we are producing. Let's see, what can we theoretically do? Selling you money is not beneficial for... Okay, so probably not trading with you. How about you? Okay, you want to give me this. Do we want to spend money for plascrete? That's a question. Do we want to spend intel? Intel is a big yes. We can spend some intel and get some plascrete. Okay, that's I want to see how much I can get. Let's go 350 for 60 intel. It's gonna allow us to construct things. Theoretically, actually, we have enough to go and, let's say, get the research center. So this will give us more knowledge, and it will unlock or reduce the upkeep of a research hub. And or we can go with recruitment center. So this will boost the manpower production per controlled village. Military units are trained 20% faster, and we get 2 additional training slots. Or we can go with embassy, which increases the influence. It can increase the amount of agents which can be assigned. Our black market branch, which gains 2% of your spice production as influence. Gain 20% of your net plascrete production as salary. Gain 20% of your net water production as salary. So that sounds like quite tempting. Let's go for that. It's gonna take a while for other plascrete production to recover. We're making plascrete, water, refinery is being run over in this region. 4 units over here, 4 units over here. Pillage this place, please, because sure, it has access to minerals. And this is the fun thing about Fremen. They are the only faction which will never have to worry about the sandworms attacking them while they are harvesting spice. Fun little advantage that they have. Can be really annoying though. Let's gather this. There's lots of stuff that can be done for research. This region will give you ability to craft workshop. So research production is increased and hegemony is also given to you. We are falling behind when it comes to right now hegemony, so the Atreides and Fremen are able to catch up. So I would really like to get the Aid Lab town.
What do you want? Great. More sand.
We can theoretically go and pillage this place as well.
I'm all ears. Yes, boss.
I'm gonna keep 1 unit over here, just in case someone will try to attack or something weird will happen. So mostly I'm building economy buildings right now in order to build up the resources. And you can think about the resources as if, let's say, these ones are for your construction and management of your local towns, buildings, and so on and such. And these ones are responsible for you to expand your outreach. So that's probably the easier way you can look at this. Salary glow production is increased by 1 per infiltration level. Let's go over here to Calm because that's where the salary production is given boost. We have 1 level or 1 point in Arrakis. We have 1 level in Atreides. We have 0 in Harkonnen and 0 in Fremen. However, I feel like Fremen is gonna be a bit more of a problem because they are getting ever closer to our controlled space. These 2 regions would be nice. These 3 in general would be nice to control because that's 1,000 points of hegemony, a crap ton of bonuses. Yeah, that's what I thought would happen. So let's resolve this, choose this. And it looks like they're coming in from this region over here. So that's why, like I said, having this place with the high vegetation can be problematic because they tend to have the sieges somewhere in there, and these places just tend to be a magnet for being recontested. We're gonna bring our units over there. They have lesser power in here. But still, the militia is not going to be able to stop the attack. They're just going to be able to postpone the contesting of the sector. Knowledge. Manpower. We can even theoretically put into counterintelligence. Let's go and put them into the Fremen.
Yes, boss. Yeah, we're good. I'm all ears.
Sector. So you can already see that we are hour point something in this video.
I'm all ears.
And
Yes,
yeah.
boss.
It takes a while to get this thing started. It's a slow burner. You will definitely need to set up some time for you to play this game and get somewhere.
Yeah. You're all right, boss.
How much experience you guys have, huh?
You all right, boss?
These guys have been destroyed. We have the authority over here. Wind trap. So they would actually be able to produce us with a lot of water.
What do you want?
But so would be this location over here. This place would be able to give us a crap ton of people. Military development completion speed is increased by 50%, so that's the research. Elected functions suffer. And so far, nobody has anything elected. Economy development competitions completion speed is increased. We have 80 points of influence. So let's make sure that we are researching military and economy things. I'm not sure if the local hubs are gonna be done after the water seller contract. And this is a sandstorm. So these things are quite deadly. If your omnicopters fly into this thing, you can lose them. If your units are caught in this place, you can lose them. So try to make sure to avoid these things. Okay?
I'm all ears. We ain't paid enough.
585 and 39, that sounds tempting.
Yeah.
So which production? This would give us Gemini. I think I want to go over here for the increase in the salary production.
Yeah.
And as you can see, our units are running into the sandstorm and they're already taking damage.
Yeah, we're going. Yeah, we're going. I'm all ears. You all right, boss? I'm all ears.
Thankfully, they did not take too much damage. 589 and 39, that's pretty damn decent. I'm not sure where these raiders are going, though. Maybe they're going over to this place or somewhere over here to Lamb Lawn. Everything is possible.
You all right, boss? We ain't paid enough.
Okay, let's try to go through our controlled space, which belongs to all Alamara,
What do you want?
not through this region.
Yes, boss.
Because if we go through here, we will not be spending our provisions.
I'm all ears.
And then it's gonna be easier for us to contest this location over here.
Yeah.
I really wish we would be able to get access to the underworld cells, because that dramatically reduces the amount of authority points that need to be spent in order to control a point, or to contest a point or a village. Where is research? Let's go for that. In order to, of course, speed up the research, you can go in your towns and build these sort of structures. So, for example, one is for influence, one is for knowledge, two stacks of village trades, one for intel production. Intel is the thing which we use in order to unlock some of these specialized operations, and or to trade for resources. So it depends on you what you prefer. I think I would like to go and build a maintenance center over here. And theoretically, we can go and build the embassy. Or we can go for one of the economy structures. Hegemony, salary upkeep, reduction, harvester works. Let's go with the research center. You guys are over here, so let's go after a lab. And we're gonna give ourselves a slight boost in the production of salary. Thanks to this place, and give ourselves a nice boost in hegemony, because House Atreides is getting far ahead of us, and I don't like that one bit.
We ain't paid enough. Yes, boss. That's our job. Yes, boss.
I'm not really sure who the hell are you attacking,
What do you want?
but let's change that. Now, the funniest thing is that certain games which I played in like later stages, I saw that certain harvesters had like crew of 4, which is just ridiculous, all things considered, because then you need a lot of these economy buildings and lots of the economy research to be conducted. So we're gonna see how that's gonna work out, but currently we should have the buff for the research of the military and the economy things, so let's go ahead and try to utilize that. I'm gonna be able to take control over this spot, and I definitely need to build an airfield in here because it's just way too damn freaking far. It is way too far.
Yeah.
So having one region controlled, or having an airfield built in here, will allow your units to traverse the regions a bit faster. It will cost you salary, but being able to move those units around is definitely gonna be something which you do want to consider. Are we gonna lose this, or are we not? Okay, thank God we did not lose the harvester. That usually sucks the most, losing that building, trust me. Or the unit, especially once you invested a lots of points into increasing the crew. So this thing will have the processing plant. Research production allows the construction. Processing plant allows construction of crafts workshops. Yeah, they're trying to liberate this place immediately.
What do you want?
So we have to be careful here because they do have some ranged units. And unfortunately, I cannot build anything right now because we are engaged. But we should definitely win this engagement.
Yes, boss. Yeah.
Even though they have high ground.
Yes, boss.
I want to have one unit available just in case. Let's deploy this guy. 472 spice is what we will require. We are currently stockpiling only plus 12, which is not the best. Let's go for a processing plant. Second building is gonna be the airfield. Wind is really weak in this region, so it will not be good for producing water. We do have enough water as is. Looks like another region with spice is located over there. Looks like here is the House of Atreides. So far, I don't know where Harkonnens are located. Looks like here is another rare element, and then there are the spice deposits up here with additional minerals. Okay, so... wow, sandworms are actually quite active. It doesn't really matter if it's night and day. They will do whatever the hell they want. So... it's not related to those cycles, don't worry. But now we have this sort of interesting option where we can theoretically expand in this general direction. Because why not? Reason number one. Rare elements, high production of water, and the hegemony, production of plascrete, and the spice field. Now, this town would require 125 authority. This town would require 115, which we can afford.
Yes, boss.
So theoretically, it can be done. What research are we doing? You be deployed. Research is running. I see at least 2 being queued up. Combat drone unit. Combat drone has few benefits, mostly the fact that they don't trigger the worms, but yeah, the units alone are kind of shitty, so if you don't use them as a supporting unit, they can get destroyed rather quickly. I would probably go for ground command. Then we can go with local hubs or something like that. Do we have any agents? It looks like they were captured, which sucks. So do we want to go for the city of Foner? 116. I would probably rather have more plascrete.
How is Arrakis treating you?
It's doing fine. Let's sell you some spice. What do you say? For... wow, okay. No, no, Fremen, no bueno.
Greetings.
Let's see how spice is gonna work with you. You have 332. Wow. Not really great. Not really great.
What do you want?
What do you think, dummy? I want your stuff. 290. I would rather actually get money right now. But the problem is selling money is trade value modifier is applied, so it's not the best time to do this. Okay, let's speed this up so that we can build that damn airfield over here. Airfield, voila. The third building is gonna be constructed here as well. This will cost me 300, which is majority of my plascrete, so that's no-go. This town is a lovely town, 617. Let's resolve this. It's gonna give us that science buff. Let's go for this one over here, since I think I will focus my attention over here. Now you can see where the edge of the map is, so that's okay. And the funniest thing is, if you actually go down here, I think they solved it. Like you were able to see as if one more layer of this thick cloud lower. So I think they might have fixed it. That was a cute little thing. So where are we gonna go? Unfortunately, we cannot really contest two places simultaneously, but the plascrete production and the spice production in these two regions is definitely something that catches my attention. Over here, we would get the crafts workshop and the hegemony. There's more plascrete in here, but Fremen are located here as well. So the city of Nin, or however you pronounce this, would have to be our buffer zone. This is where I really love the House of Harkonnen, because they have this one research in their military field which actually allows you to research or have 2 missile turrets constructed per town. So that can be quite annoying, because just your units moving in position to attack is gonna trigger the bombardment from the missile turrets, and that can help in defense. So let's put down one more militia. Looks like another set of voting rights. Building construction costs. Okay, let's support that. Sure. Gear regulation. The electric faction suffers. Okay, let's go 40, 30, 30. See what's gonna happen. We have almost as many voting rights as Atreides, but we are equal to Harkonnens. They have 3 units, they have 4 militia units, so that's lots of hack and slash. Looks like the poisoning has been applied over here. I think theoretically the missile turret constructed in this region would not be the worst thing ever. Just need to find like a good spot for it so that it can do most damage before it gets shut down. And so the shuttle works like this. You spend money and you are able to transfer your units to regions with the airfield. So right now it's only going to be able to transfer it to the capital. $116, $115. I think we're gonna go for that location. We're gonna send the one scavenger down there, and I'm gonna grab another. Do I want a sniper? Do I want to really trigger the worms? Let's go with another scavenger squid. Can we afford missions? Poison the reserves? No, not really. Gear sabotage. Underworld stealth. We are able to get that, so I want to grab that because that will reduce the cost of us capturing one of these locations over here. So that is exactly what we're gonna go for. We need to have 1,000 Solari, or we need to take control of 2 new villages, and we have 20-something days for it. I'm not sure which one is gonna be possible first. How about trade?
Greetings.
No. Giving you right now spice when it's right before the Imperial bribe would be annoying. Both of our harvesters seems to be doing their job. Let's move the 4th unit to the top. We're gonna have to add additional crew to both of our harvesters. $1,500 and $500. What do we have? Yep. Well, how the hell did I know to keep my units down here is just beyond me. And that missile turret is definitely gonna help us out. I'd like to push the scavengers through the enemies and go after the raider doofuses.
What do you want? Yes.
I think I'm gonna go and fly off one more scavenger unit down here. The missile turret is definitely helping us a lot.
What do you
maybe I won't even need to.
Yeah. I'm all ears. What do you want?
So this place has 3 units.
Yeah.
200 something. Holding steady. Drawing attention from the town.
I'm all ears.
And yeah, we were able to defend this place. Awesome.
Yes, boss. What do you want?
So let's go after Arxen. And the best way to actually utilize the underworld cells is to use it after you contest the town, because it has only a certain window, and if you miss that window, you will have to spend additional 200 salary and additional 200 points of intelligence. So it would be best for you to time it the right way. Yes, yes. Ceasefire, defense sabotage, crowd manipulation. These are some really fun things to play around with. But we really need that additional blast speed, so having the production increased by having access to this town would not be the worst thing ever. Also, having additional recruitment would not be the worst thing ever. We don't know if this town is being attacked, and there's definitely a siege over here. Ah, crap. Sandworm. Sandworm. We're gonna have a sandworm.
We're going.
If they would be able to reach the damn city before...
I'm all ears.
Unfortunately, it just did not work out. But if we would have snipers or some unit like that, it would be far easier for them to trigger the presence of the sandworm. And now, because we have this sort of shaky ground, if we would try to move our units through this region again, it's much higher chance that the sandworm would actually trigger.
Let's get going.
These are all harvesting, so that's a-okay.
Yes, boss. What do you want?
I really hope we're gonna be able to contest this spot. I really hate the fact that I lost one scavenger. Come on, you can do it. Make me proud.
What do you want? You all right, boss? Let's earn our wages. Yes, boss.
We're gonna focus one unit. Okay, and now we're gonna use the underworld cells, because right now it costs 116. And now it only costs 81. And by doing so, we're gonna be able to get to the second place a little bit easier. Definitely gonna have to build a airfield over here, but I want to have lots of blast screed, because if we contest this town, I want to make sure that we can build the what's the goddamn place called, the refinery. So this thing is being literally liberated, and the Freemen don't care that much. What I care about is that Freemen are actually like pushing onto our location, and that's making me a little bit nervous, because they tend to be quite aggressive with trying to take your stuff, especially if you have location with specialized resource in that region. Let's go with underground network afterwards. So we're gonna go ground command, local hubs, and underground network, which reduces or this is the base authority cost to an X village are reduced by 40%, which can be quite nice. One thing which I would love to do is get the underworld cells again, because we can then reuse it on this town, so it won't cost 138. Oh, why can I do this? Oh yeah, because this place does not have spice.
What do you want?
But they do have 4 military units.
Yeah, we're going.
So blast screed it is. Really hope you're not gonna trigger sandworm again. We can build one more scavenger. But we are getting into this sort of dangerous place where we are already losing manpower. And if we were to lose one of the harvesters now, that would really be bad.
I'm all ears.
Well, at least their supplies aren't going to be drained. Theoretically, we can go... I would rather get the gear sabotage. Reason behind this is it reduces the power and the speed of the enemy units in the region. So it would be better. Influence. Let's go over here to Lance Rat and knowledge. Salary production. Knowledge global increase per infiltration level. Let's put you over here to Atreides. Mission has been successful. So we have now the underworld cells available, so we can reduce the cost. We have 146. It will cost us 138. 183. Gonna be problematic to get in here. This location has the rare minerals. It has option to give us these two guys. This I don't like. This I do not like. That's a lot of Fremen. Right next doors. Can we trade for blast greed? Anything? Like spice? Let's trade. The reason why I want to do this is so that we can unlock this slot. And I think I want to build an airfield in here. So that we can get our military units because I just don't like how much movement I see in these regions.
Yeah.
Are you gonna...
Great.
Okay, I don't see so far...
Yeah.
The trigger for... Ah, crap. Now I see a problem.
Let's get going.
First of all, we need to deploy the harvesters. Second of all...
Yes, boss.
This is bad. We can lose this region. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Fucking hate when Fremen do this crap. We are not in a region accessible with airfield.
What do you want?
And poison reserves probe starts. No. I would need to get ceasefire, for which we don't have enough levels in the CAM and in the Spacing Guild to gain access to it. Ceasefire can actually stop the enemies from being able to try to contest your region.
I'm all ears.
So now I'm supposed to just transfer a crap ton of units, huh?
I'm all ears.
Okay, let's do this.
You alright, boss? What do you want?
We're definitely gonna come super late to the rescue. These are the, I don't know, vehicles which transport the units. I'm actually dropping the units into this region, which is gonna start draining their supplies, but I kind of don't care because I just want to get over there
Yeah.
and start to delay the contesting of this sector because it's freaking mine, goddammit. I'm gonna have to recruit more scavengers.
Yeah. I'm all ears.
They're trying to liberate this, so that's even worse. They're not even trying to contest this.
What do you want? Let's break some bones.
Okay, the airfield is done, so what we're gonna do is airdrop
What do you want?
our units
Yeah.
over here. So all of a sudden 4 units are gonna be deployed onto the battlefield.
You alright, boss?
I said all of you, goddammit.
Ammo
Not
here,
one of you. Why the hell did that happen? I definitely want to postpone the liberating process here. So do you have how many more units?
What do you want?
Yeah, our scavengers are getting wiped here. I don't like that.
Yes, boss.
They have the infiltrators. Those are special units, power on the first attack in combat. But that buff should no longer be applicable.
What do you want?
And I'm gonna seriously punish you for doing this shit to me.
You want?
Because I don't appreciate being messed around with.
What do you
We're losing way too many units way too easily here.
Yes, boss.
You should not have such an easy job to negate my units. I shit you not.
Ammo ears.
Like, I have lost most of my units right now, and I don't have the manpower to replace them. Which is not funny. So we can try to put down recruitment center, but I don't know if that's gonna do jack shit. I think I will lose, actually, this location, which is gonna seriously hurt us, because this is one of our two spice production regions. I shit you not, this is not funny. 20, 20, 20. We're burning through majority of our manpower here. I don't like this. I would really appreciate having access to barracks, because those would give us additional health for military units. And sending just one scavenger is just gonna kill them.
What do you want?
So I might have to recontest this whole region, which sucks so fucking badly. Having snipers, sure, why the hell not? We're not gonna be able to produce enough forces to stop this.
Yeah.
And liberation means that the village is gonna be abandoned. Neither Freeman or me are gonna have control over this location now. But this is what sucks the most. The loss of the harvester, with the 2 crew members inside of it, because that's 100 manpower, which I have just lost. So now I'm gonna definitely focus my attention on these bastards, and this is their center from which they operate. They're lucky that they have this fucking desert in between us, but they are gonna pay for this bullshit. I'm gonna probably recruit some of these guys. But I really don't want to be getting snipers, because they trigger sandworms like crazy, which sucks. And I'm gonna somehow need to get these bastards to maybe wreak some havoc over here, to draw their forces away from this region. I really like to get hold of this location as well. But they have so pissed me off by doing this. You don't mess with me. I don't care what kind of AI you are. You're gonna pay for this.
Let's get going.
Really want to get the barracks, but we don't have enough. 524. Selling spice for money is not an option. They have our agent. Selling spice for money here is an option. Oh, come on. Seriously? There's no chance in hell I'm giving you this trade.
Yes.
So we're gonna have to use the underworld cells in order to oh, 60 only? Okay, so screw that. That's gonna be easy. We just need to make sure we have enough forces.
We're listening.
Again, yeah, they have reached 5,000 points. We are falling behind. Oh crap, we're the only ones who aren't at 5,000 points. Son of a gun. That's not good. Yeah, so far what I'm struggling with is trying to establish a strong economy for the smugglers. And usually when I play versus the AI, they have like the biggest presence on the map. Biggest harvesting, biggest everything, and I'm just unable to match it, and I don't know where is the freaking problem, like what I'm doing wrong that I cannot get there.
I'm all ears.
This one is not done yet. We're gonna have to separate the snipers from the rest of our units, and the chances are Fremen might have pulled away, because if you liberated the location, that means that even your supplies are being drained.
I'm all ears.
But I don't know. I just want to make sure that the snipers are close enough to not trigger the goddamn sandworm.
I'm all ears. Yes, boss.
Cannot fucking believe I will have to regain the same region again. Such a waste of time. But theoretically what should happen is that we should be able to construct as many buildings as we were before. I'm not sure right now, but I will definitely be paying close attention to what you bastards are doing now. Problem is, one of our scavengers is unfortunately killed. Yeah, the snipers, I'm not really sure how effective they are. And this is kind of problematic as well. Fortunately, we do have one scavenger unit available. So let's recontest this place again, because I have nothing better to do. We have 1,000, 1,500. Theoretically, I can try to sell blast greed for money.
Greetings.
Blast greed won't do. Relationship level has gone down.
What do you want?
And can we get money? No.
I'm all ears.
Okay, it looks like actually the rebels are going after this town, so theoretically if we would be able to contest this place, I can go and support this push with these units and just fuck with them for doing what they did to me and liberate this location. So yeah, we have access to all these things. 425.
Ready to strike.
I just want these units to replenish themselves.
What do you want? What do you want? Yeah.
What the hell is happening with these units? Why are they so goddamn weak?
I'm all ears. Finally, some action. Listening. We'll stay hidden. The
Let's
path
go
is
and
clear.
attack them here. A little payback.
We're listening.
I don't want to take this place. I don't care about it, even though it has blast greed.
To strike. I'm all ears.
But since their defenses have been weakened by the rebels,
That's a nice spot. What do you want? Yes.
okay, harvester is being recalled. Please, please don't actually swallow it, sandworm. It's my only one right now.
You all right, boss? Yes? Yes? You all right, boss?
What we're gonna do here is we're gonna liberate this thing.
Sniper.
Because screw you, if you are gonna do that to me, I'm gonna do that to you. And I think I lost the units here. Damn it to hell. Unfortunately, I don't know if I will be able to deploy the harvester. And I cannot afford to lose this place because without it, we are so screwed, it's not even funny. Water upkeep, decline. Unit recruitment cost. Yeah, I really need to reduce the amount of resources that we are spending on units. Come on, 3 water, son of a gun. You gotta be kidding me. 3 wind, this is weak. This is strong for wind. So water it is. Unfortunately, I don't know if I will have enough time to do what needs to be done here. I need a scavenger or something in order to go there. But I don't want to abandon this because payback. But if I lose this, then I'm totally screwed. Why does it have to turn out like this? These are those what the fuck moments which I love so much about this game. The timing. It's always about the fucking timing in here. We have 0 units available. We have lost a crap ton of units to their assailants, and that just pisses me off too damn much. I cannot really afford to spend right now too many units on additional crew. I cannot even spend 1, so that's funny. 3 water, the water. Oh, come on.
We're listening.
Theoretically, we can take the 2 snipers and try to run over there, although it's not gonna work because by the time they get there, this place is liberated, and I don't think I will be able to get the ceasefire. And you would have to trigger that when they were attacking the outpost, not after they have almost liberated it. I swear to God, this is fucking not funny. Seriously? How do I recover from this? If I don't have enough fucking spice... This is not cool.
On it.
I just lost my only capability to produce spice.
We're listening.
You fucking cocksuckers. This is where you came from? Unfortunately, the sieges, you are able to attack these, but you can see how many units they do have.
Ready to strike. Agreed.
And the benefit of doing anything regarding that might not be even that worth it. And now we're gonna lose these guys. So we have to abandon the liberation.
What do you want? What do you want? Yes? Listening. The path is clear.
I really don't like this faction.
Ready to strike.
Come on, leave them alone, you bunch of bastards.
You alright, boss?
20... Oh yeah, they're gonna die. You fucking assholes.
We're listening.
Man. The problem is you are gonna need scavengers no matter what the hell you do. Let's go ahead, build some barracks.
Yes, we're listening. On.
So now we're gonna have to defend this position. Strong wind. Water. And maybe blast greed or something else. Fucking hell! This sucks.
We're listening.
Okay, we're gonna have to use these guys in order to recontest these positions, which I absolutely
We're
hate.
listening.
Okay, maybe don't run through the fucking desert,
Let's go.
which drains your resources faster than you can even
On it.
create
On our
them.
way. Let's go. Yes.
So we're gonna use the mercenaries in order to help ourselves get back
Let's go.
where we need to
On
get.
our way.
I really would love to contest this spot because of the recruitment buff that it gives. I really hate the fact that I wasn't able to liberate this. We were almost freaking there. They still don't have control over this region. I don't understand it. Warrior might be their advanced unit. In order for us to get the heavy militia, we're gonna have to go with call to arms. And let's go with some espionage as well. So now the whole idea of me contesting this place has gone to shit, which is not fun. We don't have airfield over here, which is not good because it takes forever to get
Yes.
anywhere.
We're listening. We're here.
God damn it.
We're listening.
I really hate how easy it was for me to lose a crap ton of units here. I don't understand why that was.
Yeah. We're listening. Move. You all right, boss? Great. More sand.
Let's give you at least one additional person. 123, that's way too much. 86.
What do you need? We're listening. Yes.
86, 43, that can be done. This would be a great thing to do with the recruitment thing. We are not even at 5,000 and the freaking Fremen are at 6,000. So they have quite the advantage over us when it comes to hegemony. We're gonna have to rebuild this whole damn town again, which sucks. But there's lots of these guys who can be hired for our cause. What do we need? I really am considering either the missile battery or maintenance center. I'm gonna go probably with the maintenance center. I might regret it later. But I'm a sucker for punishment, what can I tell you? We don't have enough freaking blast greed, of course, to get the refinery.
What do you need?
So let's go and we're gonna try to contest this place.
We're listening.
Ah, crap.
Yes. On our way. Listening.
We have to move the snipers away
We'll stay here.
so that they are directly not being engaged.
Path is clear. Build
I should have gone with the freaking missile silo.
We're here.
Let's transport the two guys over there, and once we recruit these two, we're gonna move them over there. I really hate the fact that they are pissing me off so much with trying to steal my shit over and over again.
Yes. Yes.
Come on.
What do you want? What do
I'm
you
not really sure what the hell is happening with not all of the units being moved as I ordered them to. Really annoying.
ready?
I'm definitely gonna try to recontest this shit from you because of this. I don't find this entertaining.
Moving.
And messing with me is definitely not the best idea. So we have 4 mercenary units available. We're gonna build some additional ones. And we're gonna liberate this place from them. Just because I can. After that, we can focus our attention over here again.
What do you want? We're here. Yes.
I have lost the 2 mercenaries already. Damn it to hell.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, what's... Okay, there's the sandstorm. Ah, crap. Come on. Let's send one set of snipers.
Yeah. We won't ammo ears. Yes, they'll die. Yes, boss.
Let's go after the ranged attackers.
We're listening.
Looks like they're sending in additional units.
Ammo ears.
It'd be awesome if I can have poison reserve or something like this available. It just costs intel.
Ammo ears.
They have quite a lot of these mercenaries. I really don't like the performance of the snipers. I really wish they would be slightly better.
We're listening. Yes, boss. Great. We'll get them. Yes, boss.
Come on, let's liberate these bastards.
What do you need?
Ah, crap. Crap, sandworm.
We're going.
Get close to the village. Thank God that worked, or we would have lost lots of units.
Right, boss.
We're gonna poison the reserves, I don't care. I'm gonna make it really painful for you guys to try and recontest this spot.
Listening. They won't see us before it's too late. We're here. We'll get them.
Go after...
Yes. Ammo ears.
Should have really gone for the goddamn
Ready to strike.
missile turret.
Yes, boss. What do you need? Ammo
Return
ears.
and do your damn job. How is this spot looking? Not well.
What do you want?
I want to defend this location. So you two better do your goddamn job. I'm spending lots of salary here, and I don't like that one bit. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get anything for... I have a crap ton of intel. That's gonna sustain us for a while.
We're listening.
We definitely don't want to allow these fuckers to liberate this place, because we get lots of cash from here. So now we have the buff thanks to the barracks.
You need a sniper. We're listening.
We seem to be focusing our snipers, which I do not appreciate.
Die. You all right, boss?
How's the liberation going? Theoretically, going for a supply drop would be awesome. We don't have enough experience in this basing guild, so we need to go for that.
Ready to strike.
This is why it's important for you to have the freaking airfields. This is why it's important. They're still gonna be trying to stop us from doing this.
Forward.
I'm gonna send the 2 mercenaries ahead because they are weakened. Okay, it looks like they expired just as I was about to send them there.
Great. More sand.
Let's send you guys back. I don't like how many units are moving in. But we were able to stabilize this region, which is really important because that will help us with our money situation. Both of our harvesters are not deploying or being used properly, so that sucks.
What do you want?
We have liberated this location, so screw you for doing that. I'm gonna probably have to build the freaking
Yes, boss.
what you call it, the missile system in here. Are we currently researching the call to arms for those heavy units, huh? They cost 500. But eventually I will switch all the scavengers for the free company if that will be even possible. Because if I will be busy on 2 fronts, one is defending this place. Let's trade for Plascrete. I'd love to see if I can put an agent to that siege. It doesn't seem to be the case. Let's put another one over here into the Spacing Guild. Cannot add additional crew to either one.
Boss.
And I feel like leaving 2 units here minimum
What do
will
you
be
want?
necessary. 500 is
Yeah.
a lot.
What do you want?
That has to be done. Maintenance, sure. And can we now go and capture this?
I'm all ears. Great.
So let's send the 4 units over there. I just have to be careful with the snipers so close to the scavengers. Because if they're gonna trigger a sandworm, that's gonna be really annoying. We do have the water right now to contest this region, which would be great. And that would give us access to more spice with additional refinery. 300 of this nonsense.
I'm all ears.
Don't have an airfield over here. We're gonna probably build it in this region. So we're gonna go refinery and airfield. I really want to build the either supply drop or ceasefire would be great. Because that can stop them from trying to contest my locations. Temporarily, that is, but that time is enough for you to relocate your forces or do whatever is necessary. Don't have the money right now. Can we trade anything? Plascrete, anything to anyone? I definitely don't want to trade with you, so go F yourself.
Yeah. Let's get going. Let's get going.
There's the sandstorm over here.
Yes,
We
boss.
have 3 melee combatants and 1
What do you
ranged
want?
attacker. Problem is, I'm not sure if this is your regular militia. No, these are armed civilians, so they can be a little bit more difficult to deal with. We're gonna see how this is gonna work out.
Great. More sand.
So the sandstorm is gonna be raging in this region, which I'm super thrilled about. It's never good to have a sandstorm over your region. Because you never know where it's gonna go, what it's gonna do, and so on and such. 12, 9, 20, 32 intel. $52.
Ready to strike. What do we ain't paid enough? That's gonna hurt. On it. We'll stay
Let's put you guys a little bit further away. I don't really want to be attacked by the militia when it comes to snipers. Ah, fudge. Where are these fuckers going, though? That's a big question. Let's resolve this, and Arrakis infiltration +1. Arrakis infiltration. Arrakis infiltration. Why is it all Arrakis infiltration? Arrakis infiltration, but there's some science in it, so I'm not really sure. What to pick? Now let's go with this one. We're gonna use the underworld cells in order to reduce the costs. I still don't want to spend too many authority points if I don't have to. But the problem is going to be defending this spot. We don't have any units available right now here. So let's send the sniper. Damn it to hell! I did not use the underworld cells in time. I'm just trigger happy to go and stop this situation over here. When trapped, that's water. Water would be nice, honestly.
Ready to strike.
That's a lot of dudes. Okay, so number one, refinery. After that, it's gonna be... Oh, we can do heavy militia now. They still have the same debuff as the regular militia. They're just a little more annoying to put up with.
Let's break some bones.
Snipers are doing their thing, but the militia is being blasted into oblivion. A second building is going to be that airfield. Okay, we have discovered the Harkonnens. They are behind the Fremen. Down here is where we have Duke Leto. So each of the main cities looks differently. It looks like they have a couple of sectors unlocked. Harkonnens as well. Ah, crap. Crap, run. Run. We want to remove those marks. Crap. So we have lost snipers to the freaking sandworm.
What do you want? Yes, boss.
This is why I don't like to use the ranged units. Okay, recruitment of Lancecraft is awesome. These are super sturdy units. They can do a crap ton of damage. We now actually have 50 normal votes, and we have quite a lot of influence. Sure, let's go 100. And the authority prediction. Let's go like this. It should be enough votes.
Yeah. Finally, some action.
Problem is, going through this region can still trigger the sandworm, so I can lose both of these dudes. So I have to be really careful when it comes to moving through these locations.
Yeah, we're going. Great. More sand. What do all ears.
Oh, come on. Fuck off with this.
Yeah, we're going. Great. More. Yeah.
Really need to go support these guys, but I will not be able to close that distance.
All right, boss. Great.
I don't want to lose my units here.
We ain't paid enough. What do you want? What do you want?
Okay.
You all right, boss?
Region has been secured. You guys don't stay the hell
What do
out
you
there.
want?
Just like that. That can cause lots of problems. Power to your main base. Increase army's max supply by 30%. Gain 30% more resources when pillaging. I haven't pillaged anything in a while. I actually want to contest this place because it will help us with the overall water production.
Let's get going.
Let's deploy you. So now we have 3 harvesters. We can sell slightly some of our reserve because there's a really good exchange rate. We're gonna have enough spice stockpiled. We're gonna have to make sure that our presence is strong and we have enough of everything. Do we have any agents to assign? I don't think so.
You all right, boss?
What do they have? 3 units. Let's go for it. It's gonna be definitely annoying because I'm quite sure there's a siege in this region. And there's also a siege over here, and we don't have the agents to be allocated in order to boost the relationship with them. And yeah, you can see that in this region alone, the reputation is minus 36, so it's not really that great.
Yeah.
That was accidental. Ah, come on.
Ready for instruction. I'm all ears.
Did I not have any freaking militia in here, or why the hell are you guys rebelling?
Service.
Okay, so we have the Lance Rad Guard. These are awesome units. Theoretically could be used to pillage someplace. Okay, we're gonna put down water production in here because strong wind. And we are gonna go with this and then this, because that's how you use that ability. Okay, you snipers, get the hell out of here.
They'll die.
And let's reinforce this defense over here. I don't really want to use the scavengers, and now I'm tempted to go after the city. So the first thing which we're gonna build here is water, because that has that major boost. And we are gonna put down the militia. I'm gonna probably have to keep one of these guys over here. And we're gonna move the 2 scavengers over to that region. Uh, 300. We are making plascrete in here as is, because that's what the region is good for. What would we get if we would to pillage you? 785 and 39. 785, that sounds really tempting though. It's gonna be hard to say no to.
Listening. I'm all ears.
I'm gonna probably keep one Lance Guard over here.
Ready for instruction.
These should not be like the merchants when they disappear after some time has passed, so you should have access to them. Let's deploy this guy so that he's not sitting on his ass and actually does something beneficial. Don't you ever go through the deep desert, goddammit. You are dangerously close to the deep desert, though.
What do you want? What do you want?
theoretically, we can try to also pillage this
What
location.
do you want? Ready for instruction. What do you want? On the
So let's go over here. We're gonna pillage 2 towns now. We have no research being conducted, which is the worst thing ever. And minor houses delivered dump box near your base every 20 days. You can assign 1 more agent to cam infiltration. Salary production increased by 20% based on available water. Let's go with that, that, and that.
Yeah. At your service. Agreed. On it.
So we're gonna process and work on 2 regions. We can increase our plascrete. I would really love to increase our manpower.
What do you want? Yeah.
Let's try to attack both of you, the same unit, simultaneously
Boss.
for the maximum effect.
Ready for instruction. On duty.
I don't know why you guys have to take this long route, but okay.
What do you want? Let's get going.
Let's redeploy.
Let's get going.
Increase your crew size. Resolve this for the intel. And I'm not really sure where the hell are you guys going. Pillage the village. I think I know where they are going.
You all right, boss? Yes, boss.
We're gonna have to reinforce this location.
Yes, boss.
Thankfully,
What do
we
you
have
want?
2 units over here. The Langscraft are over here, along with some militia.
I'm all ears.
Don't know if I want to engage these bastards
What do you want? Yeah.
out here.
Yeah.
Theoretically, we can catch them off guard from behind. Missile launcher has definitely attacked them from the front.
Yeah. Ready. We'll attack. I'm all ears. What do
This
you
is really
want?
bad for these guys.
We ain't paid enough. What do you want? Listening. I'm all ears.
Stop chasing them. God damn it.
You all right, boss? Yes, boss.
I thought I sent some units over there.
At your service. Understood.
Let's send you guys down there.
You need a sniper?
No, not really.
At your service.
I just have you guys because, I don't know,
Ready to strike. Ready for
to spice
instruction.
things up, I guess. Ah crap, they took control over this region. That's bad.
On duty. Want. Listening. Engaging enemy's force. I'm all ears.
Let's go after the ranged attackers here. Ah, it looks like our Langscraft has been consumed by the sandworm because... fuck it. That's unfortunate. And these guys are gonna get annihilated by the missile turret. Damn it! I'm really unhappy when this shit happens because you cannot replenish them or re-recruit them. So we're gonna pillage this location for 800 Solari and some plascrete.
I'm all ears.
We're gonna have to reinforce this spot over here too. Need to put that missile turret over here. It's just...
Listening.
I would need either the missile turret or like a barrack in order to reinforce the local units. Seems like we have some voting to do. Architectural surveys, damage received, cannot attack. I would probably go for Fremen. Extra agents with special counsel trait to decline. Seems like we can only allocate so many manpower upkeep. Let's go like this. Looks like Harkonnens have one location. I'm not sure if this means that the Atreides has another one and we are close to getting this one. Yeah, like some of these in-game mechanics make no sense whatsoever freaking ever, which sucks. Should be a little bit easier to navigate through this. Resolve, choose. I really want to keep hold of this region and I would love to grab control over this region. Looks like they're sabotaging our capital here. I can live with that. Let's trade with this siege and let's trade with this siege. It usually taps into your water, but it's a slight boost in production, so why the hell not? Don't like the sandstorm over here. $99. This is 112, but theoretically we can go get the underworld cells and we can get the gear sabotage, and supply drop is also quite nice. But I would love to get atomics. Fun. Ceasefire, but you can only hold 3 things at a time, so that's why I don't want to get the 3rd thing when I know that I cannot get anything else. Really wanted to go for either this or the fuel. The fuel seems like should be priority right now. So we're gonna go and try to contest that spot. Let's go heavy militia, and we are gonna put down a missile turret over here, because this is where we have also our airfield. We would be able to contest this region for the additional fuel. That would be awesome. Fremen, they have reached 10,000 points, so they are 1/3 to their goal. If you reach 30,000, you can achieve victory. I'm not sure who they are going to try to liberate. This place is still not being contested by anyone. 88, I can live without it because it does not consume as much. I really hate the fact that I lost one of these units to a freaking worm.
Yes? What's next?
Are you guys bored? You should still be able to do stuff. Yeah, you eventually get to a point where your omnicopters might not be as useful because the map has been scoured and scanned and everything. But still, if you don't get that research of the power compass at the start, it's just gonna be that much more difficult for you to get any use out of it later down the road. 8 command points. This thing takes forever to be researched, so let's go with some additional research. Water trade is gonna be the second one. Okay, works for me.
Ready for instructions. Listening. On duty. Attack.
I'm not sure if building an airfield over here would make any sense whatsoever because there's no hostiles over here. And what's going to be more important is to maintain this sort of defense line in between us, and that is going to be the more trickier thing to do. So supporting these regions might be more important. For example, this location, and this location. They are going to be crucial.
to
And
strike.
I think I officially lost the goddamn Langscraft, so that sucks. We don't have enough blastcrete in order to build another building, which also sucks. I'd really like to get the harvester works because it increases the overall economy and the production which they are able to do. Atreides is now at 10,000. It's not good. It's not good. No bueno. Militia is here.
Listening.
Okay, so what do we do here? We do fuel.
Yes.
We do fuel, we do militia,
What do you want?
and we can go down to this location to get additional Solari.
Ready to strike.
I hope.
Let's get going.
Let's redeploy this sucker. We unfortunately cannot recruit more units,
Ready to strike.
but having the free company is gonna be helpful as they are the more advanced unit, so eventually the scavengers can be replaced by them.
Yes. We'll stay. You need a sniper. You all right, boss?
I really don't want to take away these guys to go,
We're going.
because I don't trust these plus 20% Solari production. Don't have any free agents right now. And ceasefire. We don't have enough level in this Chaos section and in the Landsrat section. So we would need to relocate agents. On blastcrete. Let's try to switch things around like this, and then let's put you over here.
Yeah. What do you want?
Technically speaking, you can actually stay here because these two units are going to be done rather quickly. They're going to be able to reinforce the push of capturing this region. The problem is, what do we do over here? Theoretically, here we can get blastcrete. And here we have Volcano. Volcano is great for a fuel cell factory. And if you are Freeman, you are able to build special ceremonial caves and get more hegemony.
We got something to do. On the move.
These guys are also stealthy. 500, that would tap into our reserve. Combat drone 2.
You won't find better than us.
I'm gonna take your word for it. But I also don't like what's happening over here because they might be trying to contest this region. Crap. Yeah, it doesn't work all the time. So we have lost one harvester.
Let's move.
So theoretically, what I might try to do here is try to capture the Sand al Nash and then go after the Ana El Po region.
We kill without warning. You've called. We kill without warning. Attacking. You've called. We got something to do.
Let's go both of you after one unit. I don't like this,
Oh, years.
but we do have enough militia here.
Yes, boss. We ain't paid.
It'd be awesome if the sandworm will show up here and swallow the enemy attackers, but chances are that's not gonna work exactly. But good idea. Ah, crap. Run in.
We're
Run in.
listening.
Don't get eaten. I just said it would be awesome if they would get swallowed by the sandworm, not you.
You all right, boss? We ain't paid enough.
Okay. Heavy militia is doing its job, which is good to know.
What do
After
you
this
want?
region has been taken under our control,
Yes, boss.
we're gonna go and take control over this location. Strong wind, awesome. We can create more water, which we need desperately right
You
now.
won't find better than us.
It looks like we have lost, however, our unit down here, which sucks.
We kill without warning.
So we're gonna have to move these guys down there. Let's use the plane.
Yes.
Agents, agents, agents. Let's put you back to the Arrakis. This is now dangerous. I really want to grab control over this location, but if we don't produce more water, we will have problems with that. So it's like step here, step there, things are happening. We are losing our harvesters, which sucks. It's gonna take a while for this one to be replaced. Okay, Free Company is defending this spot. You guys are over here. I'm not sure how it's gonna work out with transfer to the place where we need to go. It's gonna drain a lot of our provisions. Please build the water harvester that we can actually go ahead and do this, and we can then theoretically pillage this location. Or theoretically, we can try to go and pillage this spot first, which is gonna give us the necessary time for the water harvester to be built. Looks like Harkonnens are battling it with the Freeman, which is awesome. Go inside, go inside, go inside. Sandworms are around here, so we need to be careful. We're gonna have to retreat back to our place once we have a spike in the water production. We can make sure to go and capture this region. Theoretically, building a airfield down here would be also nice, because you just never know what's gonna happen. Last Creed, sure, why the hell not? Run down here. And after we annex this village, I think I'm gonna call it quits, because the video is already quite freaking long. It's gonna take forever to render and get uploaded onto YouTube for you to enjoy. Let me know, of course, if you will want to see more of Dune. And I don't know, maybe I will be able to stream it. I'm currently working on the early access review. There's a lot of stuff to cover. So I want to make sure that the review is actually good and reliable and will help you assess if it's worth your money or not.
You've called.
Being this close to the edge of the sand should not trigger the sandworm. But I should now be able to build another building. 12 command points, which would give us additional resources or units, which can be done. Military units have minus 20% supply drain. And I don't know, the harvester works would be awesome to get. Let's go for that. We're gonna boost the military next time. And we're gonna use the underworld cells in order to get a cheaper contest of this location. And so we want to do this and this. So 85 instead of 100 something, which is awesome to me. Let's get the 2 militia units over here. And strong winds, so water, blastcrete, those two are gonna be definitely produced in this region. Looks like Harkonnens are pushing in. There's all this unexplored space or uncontested space, which is good for us. Looks like we really are triggering the attention of the rebels in the southern region here. I should really try to go for a barrack to reinforce the power of our units. So we're gonna go with the water capture first. Then we're gonna go with the blaster production, and then the airfield, and that's it. So if you did like the video, give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more, of course, let me know through the comment section. And if there are any sort of things which you would like me to take a look at, let me know. I will be more than happy to look at them. Other than that, I'm gonna wish you a pleasant rest of the day, and hopefully I will see you all in the comments or at the next one. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe out there in the meantime, and bye bye for now.